If I got arrested, it would be for
Stealing from kids.
Trespassing.
a filming.
Sorry.
What is happening?
Man, I was very excited to do this podcast. That answer just went so many different directions. No, let's not get into that. But let's get into it.
Why are you trespassing? Where are you trying to go?
That'd be lit. If you got.
He said filming. I said trespassing.
I know.
Yeah.
Weren't we all answering for Shamir?
No.
He said
No.
if I. He didn't say if you.
But the question was like... Okay, I can see what you thought. So you thought that Shamir
for
would
me,
get arrested for
trespassing.
trespassing?
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, I thought I would think you would get
No,
arrested
it's
for
for yourself.
trespassing.
But,
Why is that dope?
dude, because she thinks I'm adventurous.
No, I think you do it for the vlog. Like, ooh, let's see what's in there, type
That's
thing.
also adventurous.
Very true. Very true.
But
What would you get arrested for?
Yeah, what would you
Amber?
get arrested for, Amber?
Ooh, what would I get arrested for? A public indecency? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my
Yes,
god.
yes.
Twerking.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
say less.
No.
That's accurate.
Just kidding. Probably because somebody would think I'm too friendly with their kid or some shit. They would take it the wrong way. Like I smile at kids from a distance and I'd be like, "Hey, how
And
are
then
you?"
it'd be like, don't look at my kid or something.
Yeah.
Oh, you do that. Like,
Has
as
that
soon as
happened?
you see a kid,
Has that
you
happened
just
to
start
you?
like following them and like
I
making
don't follow
faces.
them unless
and-
yeah, but unless it's appropriate. But I think that sometimes like in a
okay
supermarket,
for-
the kid will wander up to me.
It's
and I'll be
okay
like,
for girls to do
"Hi."
that though. I think it's socially acceptable.
Yeah.
Like
But-
I want to do that really bad internally, and sometimes I do, but I know that it's just like it's a no go zone.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love kids, but
Has a parent like been like, don't look at my kid or something?
No, it hasn't happened yet. I think the only
Yet.
thing that, no, it didn't. Like, there's been situations where like, I think like part of like the race things has to do too, like where I was at, and like a kid would be in the cart and they'd be like peekabooing with me, and I was playing peekaboo back, and the mom just kind of like ignored me instead of like letting the kid continue to do it. She was just kind of like I think she was weirded out by it, but most of the time parents are like, this is my kid, they're so cute, interact. Yeah, so like I would say that's happened one time out of like the thousands of times I interact with kids.
What would you steal from kids, Frost?
oh, sometimes kids be having nice things. Like I'm just like I want to, like they have these
Their
cool-
iPads, like
Whenever I go outside, there's kids are playing with like dope toys
Oh,
that I
yeah.
never had when I was a kid. Like these random like cool bikes with like
electric
all
bikes that
cool
have.
wheels and they're flashy and they're nice. I'm like, man, you know how easy it would be to steal that from you?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's what you think?
Or like candy or something like that. Sometimes they're just eating something. I'm just like, man, I want that.
They say that's a whole saying is it's as easy as stealing candy from a baby.
Is it that easy though?
Actually, kids would be loud if you tried to
They're
steal
loud,
candy from
yeah.
them.
It's loud and like everyone would know.
It should
I
be
feel
like it
it's-
should be as easy as stealing candy from your mother, because your mother's never gonna call you out, you know?
Yeah, or she's not gonna even notice. She's like, unless she really likes that candy. But most of the time, adults are not gonna notice that you stole
Yeah.
their candy.
That's true.
All the kids in my neighborhood are nice though. They offer
steal
me.
from them?
Yesterday,
Oh.
this kid was offering me his like, it was this really good looking flavor of Trident gum. I was like, okay, so I don't have to resort to stealing. But
There you go.
just know that if it came down to it, you'd find me in jail. Reason being, stealing from kids.
Seeing as Shamir, you did record a fight recently, I could see that you could get caught up in something.
Yeah.
That's some like Nelk Boys type stuff.
No, I think I want to be arrested one time for filming, like as a bucket list thing.
For the clickbait, except not clickbait.
Not even for
Title.
clickbait, just like a story I can tell my children later. Like I used to vlog so hard that I got
Oh my
arrested for it. Like you guys need to step up your game, whatever they're doing in life. So,
Also, if you're choosing to be like a creator or something, or just an entrepreneur in general, being arrested doesn't affect you at all. Like I see
true.
yeah,
a bunch of people that will get arrested while they're doing something, like making a movie or something like that.
Yeah.
Remember, our friend Ahmed was telling us that there was this filming of Fast and Furious when they did it in
Tokyo
Tokyo Drift, and the director, they weren't allowed to film in this certain location.
no,
And
no,
actually
they had no permits to film in like this whole city,
Okay.
and yet
And
they
then they
filmed.
hired this what's it called, a Fallout guy?
Yeah,
Fallout
they
guy?
hired a fake director so that when the fake director or fake actor, one of those things.
I think a director. So when
Yeah.
the police shows up,
Yeah.
he claims that he's the director and they arrest him.
Yeah.
And then like whoever, is producing that film, they can be like, all right, we still have our director. Let's continue.
They better
That's so
have been
crazy.
denied a permit if they went through the process of hiring somebody who's willing to be arrested and all of that.
But actually, that was a bad example because what if the Fallout guy decides he wants to have like a career in something else? So the director didn't actually take the hit.
But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to an episode of Strange Flavors. My name is Shimmer.
I'm Faraz.
My name is Amber.
This is brought to you by Alif Theory, and this is also the strangest and greatest podcast in the game.
Coming
Wow.
to you from a place far, far away.
Far, far away, that
Wow.
we will get to later because I need to bring something up. However, I'm going to do the intro because you need to email us because we need better intro questions. Some of you have been lacking on the social media and the intro questions, but we love the intro questions. Who is this intro question by? I didn't even see. It didn't even say. Or maybe
Did
we
it
made
say?
it up. It didn't say. So, yes, we would love your intro questions. You can email us at Strange Flavors Podcast.
Oh, it's by me because your guys' intro questions suck.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start blocking people if you don't raise your own standards.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were not hot. Like they
Yeah.
were just not good at all.
Like the questions would be like, how was your day? Or like, how's Corona in Maryland? Like,
How do you
yo,
expect us to what is the
Yeah.
meaning of life? How do you expect
Good,
us to
bad,
answer that
sad.
in 3 seconds, bro?
Honestly, that would be a great intro question. Like, to see how we would try to answer it, it'd be funny. But I'm not even going to attempt that. So,
I'm going to be like 30.
but your music's been hot. The music's been hot on the podcast. So you can send that at strangeflavorspodcast@gmail.com. I'm going to be silent here so Amber can say her weekly thing.
wow, I love all of your cousins'
Don't do that.
musics.
Don't do that. Who said?
Thank you. Thank
This
you
is not
for
part of
your
the script.
cousin's music.
No,
and
no.
it's fire.
Frost, I'm helping you so you know where to mute it.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what
an
You
extra
guys are
crutch
doing a
for me, dude.
great job by sending in all of your cousins' music. I love cousins.
I love cousin music.
Okay,
It's just
that's
a genre.
Interesting thing to say.
What if
All
it's
right.
just like a genre and it's just like cousin?
Yeah.
Like there's rap and then there's
I'm for
cousin.
it. That's my favorite genre. Cousins.
Yes, but you can also listen to this podcast anywhere you listen to podcasts. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, literally anywhere because we just
Wow.
shoot our podcasts everywhere. And
Wow.
if you want to see my amazing background, which is also far, far away, that I will also get into right after this intro, you can see that on YouTube. See our
Why is this like a huge thing? I will get into it. You're like a imam, like those guys that are like, we'll come back on this topic, but first let me talk about this, and then they go into another tangent, and then they're like, we'll talk about this topic the next time.
Frost, I'm prepping you because I know
Yes.
how hard you're about to go.
Yeah.
Talking about my
We
background.
could tell. We were
Yeah.
ready for it.
I feel
But-
like
but-
if you give me a topic, I'll just go hard on it regardless, even if I don't really care about it.
That's probably true. But what you should not go on hard on is our social media.
Definitely not. Definitely.
Well, you
No
should
hard-
go
no
hard on our
hard-ons.
social media. You
No,
better
no,
go
no
hard.
hard-ons in the DMs.
No harding here. No. Facebook,
Run it
Instagram,
up.
Twitter, at Strange Flavors. But you know who else is going hard? Our two people, our two biggest supporters of all time.
Yes.
Bobber's Bagels and Cassie's Cupcakes
Wow.
Let's go.
Wow. Wow.
are
Incredible.
quote unquote going hard at supporting this podcast.
We have
Going
so
hard in
many
Strange Flavors Town.
raria. Is that's what it's called, right? Rarity?
What?
A cart?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have raria all around the town now. We're really feeding
Raria.
this.
Yeah, we got bagels, we got cupcakes, and
Wow.
they
Who's next? Go. Go.
Who's next?
Go.
Yeah, go. And because of that, their wonderful supports, they have gotten me here in this background that we will explain in just another point. Let me bring up another point, and then we can talk about my background. All right? You can also support us on Patreon. We have this amazing YouTube channel called Ronopono, and you only for a simple monthly patron, you can support the channel.
And you get all types of exclusive content. Guess what? This week, a huge banger is dropping.
bangers dropping.
And
You
guess who
heard it
will
here
see it first? Guess who will see it first? Guess.
The
Wild guess.
patrons.
I don't know. Cousins.
What'd you say, Amber?
Oh, sorry.
What'd you say?
Dogs.
I said the patrons.
Oh, you
Oh.
are
And you know
correct.
what's crazy is
Yep.
that those same patrons are so cool. We got to have a one-on-one talk with them, and those are the same ones that will be getting this preview this week.
Yeah. And we told them something that we haven't told anybody yet about.
It's a little secret,
certain plans.
It's a little secret that we don't really want
up.
everybody else to know. Only like the true real people get to know what's happening.
Yeah, but we still appreciate everyone else's support too.
Absolutely. Don't leave us.
Absolutely.
You're still real people, even if Amber doesn't think so.
Only
The
if
real
you're my
people.
cousin.
The rest of you are animals.
Only if you're a cousin, I appreciate you.
But
All right,
now,
can we get to
for the-
Shrek now?
Hold up. Whoa.
What?
Okay, so for the real topic, we will be talking about my background.
Wow.
And for the listeners, they don't know what my background is. But if you're
The watchers will know. The viewers.
and the viewers will know, but
Wow.
somehow Amber doesn't know.
Yeah.
Amber doesn't know.
Amber didn't know what my background was. And if you didn't know, it's like a fake Hollywood. It says far, far away.
Right.
Now for the listeners, they can kind of see, okay, it might be from this, might be from that. Mm-hmm. But the true listeners will know it's from Shrek.
That's crazy. I didn't know.
One of the greatest animated films of all time.
Do you actually feel that way, or is that like a joke?
Okay, so when I was a kid, I loved it, right?
Yeah.
And then I kind of forgot about it. And then it started coming back up again as a joke. And then I realized, holy crap, there's so many like great things about the first film and the second film. The rest are bad. But it's actually a really good film.
It is. Yeah, the other ones, like the first Shrek, especially when you grow up, like we grew up hearing nursery rhymes and fairy tales a lot. And those are kind of the stories everybody knew. And to see them in Shrek, it was like something common, and it brought all of them together. It was like the Avengers before Avengers.
Yeah. And like it twisted it in the funniest way possible. And somehow, Amber didn't know. Amber
didn't
was
have
like,
a childhood.
She was like, I watched it
Since when
once.
did Shrek have other movies in it? What do you mean? They just were in the swamp and like she was there and then she wasn't green anymore. And then she was
Pinocchio's
green
not
forever.
in it. Three Blind Mice aren't in it.
No.
Oh
Oh.
my
And
gosh,
Shrek?
I'm sorry,
dude.
I watched the wrong Shrek.
Wait, is there a different Shrek that you're talking about? Because I'm hip to the first Shrek.
What is Shrek, Amber? What is Shrek?
Yeah, what was the...
It's the green ogre.
Okay.
And he has Fiona and Puss in Boots, right?
Okay, so you just weren't paying attention then. Because you missed all. Even Simon Cowell is in it.
Yeah.
Is he not Puss in Boots?
Yeah,
my
he is.
gosh.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
Simon
yeah,
Cowell
Amber.
plays Puss in Boots, and
Okay, listen.
Leonardo
okay,
DiCaprio
you know what I was
plays
watching?
Shrek.
This led to the question, Amber, what did you do as a kid?
You know, a little choir, but you know, a little this, a little bit that, but mainly Lizzy McGuire. And the only movies that I really rewatched was Cadet Kelly, and I've only ever I don't rewatch movies
is my
for
problem.
anything. And
This is
the
my
only
problem.
movie I've rewatched in my life is like a lot is Cadet Kelly and the Lizzy McGuire movie.
you have an unhealthy obsession with Hilary Duff.
No, let me explain to you. It's not an unhealthy obsession. I only had 2 pairs of
This is
tennis
what you
shoes,
remember from
2
your childhood is
sunglasses,
Hilary Duff.
2 sunglasses, 2 headbands, 3 shirts, 6 books, 2 CDs, 4 posters, every single what are those things? Scholastic Fair? I used to get one more.
You know, it's fair. Like, I get
No,
it. You know,
it's not fair.
No, it's fair. It's
Don't
fair.
start a
Let me
sentence
tell
like
you.
that.
Let me tell you why.
It is
Let me
fair.
tell you why. It's fair, but for Amber, it's not, because most girls, they will fan over, you know, Miley Cyrus, Avril Lavigne, Hilary Duff.
No, Shamir, you were
But-
fanning over Miley
but-
Cyrus.
Yes, I was, but I'm also fanning over a lot of bunch of things. They're not my entire world.
That okay,
right?
okay. So
Let me-
that's
no,
that's
no,
what I'm
hold
trying to
on,
break
hold on.
down.
Can I just make the let me
You've
just
made
make the
enough
distinction
points.
really quickly? Is that I wasn't allowed to have shirtless men as posters, so I wasn't allowed to be obsessed with like
Amber,
like the
Amber,
new
it's
Zayn
not
Malik
the
or
choices
whatever.
aren't Hilary Duff or shirtless men. There's many other things.
I
Look,
would
I
have
couldn't put
more
shirtless women-
interests if I was
I couldn't
allowed
put
to have
shirt-
shirtless men on
Okay,
my walls. I tried to
couldn't
put Robert
shirtless wo-
Pattinson.
I couldn't put shirtless women on my walls, so I put a shirtless picture of Shah Rukh Khan on my walls.
I thought you were gonna
All
say a
right?
shirtless picture of Shrek.
No. But I would love that.
But
too.
look.
But I had Shah Rukh
Shamir
Khan
enjoys
shirtless.
Shrek, right? But if Shamir made everything Shrek, I would have a problem with that. And this is my issue with parents who, when their kids ask them, like, I don't know if you had this, but like, I would go to my friends' houses sometimes, and their whole room was themed after like this one thing. So for you, for example, like if you were to do this, like everything is just Lizzy McGuire.
It was.
It's like there's no diversity at all, and once you grow up, like two more years after that, this whole room is complete garbage trash.
I forgot to mention I hated the color green, but I painted my walls green because I heard once that her favorite color was green. But keep going.
Jeez.
I don't want to keep going. And you know why you painted it green? Because you were secretly missing out on Shrek, and you knew that inside, deep down, it's Shrek who belonged on your walls, and not Hillary Duff.
I'm sorry
and
that
McGuire.
I'm not a big fan of ogres. Like, what's the issue here?
It's not about ogres. It's about like
it's the moral story.
having no sort of range in your childhood.
I wasn't allowed to have range. Damn it! If I
you could have said all types of Disney movies and
I had one
cartoons and-
lunchbox of Britney Spears and one folder of Britney Spears. Okay. When I tell you that my parents were like, you can't have too many interests because we can't be buying you all this stuff. Like, if you like Lizzy McGuire,
you can have
like
Britney
Lizzy McGuire.
Spears.
I was like, well,
do you know what type of music Britney Spears was making? Did your parents know that?
I mean, obviously not.
And I'm sure the posters and
I was
lunchbox
listening
of
to
Britney.
rap. My dad and my brothers took me go watch Austin Powers when I was 4 in theaters. 4. There was no type of structure. Okay, it was just happening.
I
They
see
were
the
just trying to
issue here.
yeah, like they were just like, oh, okay. Like most of my interests were my brother's interests, and then my only sole interest that wasn't theirs was Barney and Hillary Duff.
I think I would have accepted a fully themed Austin Powers room and childhood. That would have been way better. I watched Borat when I was really little, and it was like, yo, that
was the theme.
My white friend's
theme,
mom
yeah.
took me to watch it in theaters.
Borat?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Wait, how old were you?
I was in 7th or 8th grade in theaters.
I think that could be traumatizing. I think that could be traumatizing for little girls though.
It
like
was,
to
it
us
was,
as
it
boys,
was
it was funny.
traumatizing.
Yeah, we watched Jackass.
That was
we
the
watched
first
all
time
that,
I saw something. I was concerned. I was like, I didn't know it looked like that down there.
You know, speaking of
And it was
something, speaking of something, should we move on to this next topic?
Yeah, we're already on it.
There's a whole song about something.
Oh.
Well,
No, I just...
from a woman's perspective.
Woman's perspective.
Well, let's talk about the men's perspective, okay? Let's talk about the men's
No.
perspective.
I'm saying he was talking about the little something. He's talking about private
something.
areas, right? He's
talking
talking about the
about-
song WAP.
No, I'm
WAP.
going to go back to the men really
WAP.
quickly because
Remember, we're not even on
No,
the topic.
No,
What do you mean
I
back?
don't-
can
I
use
don't
the
need-
men-
No, I don't. No, this is how I want to intro this topic. Let me do it.
Oh, you already have a problem.
I have never in my life heard men speak of their unborn hypothetical daughters, till a song came out. A specific song came out. And listen, I warned y'all before we even had this. This is an annoying thing for me. But, okay, Nicki Cardi news of the week. Let's now go ahead and bring up the topic. Cardi B and our hot leader, Megan Thee
regret
Stallion,
this.
did, however,
I regret
drop a song, and it was fire. It was some hoes in the south. No. Okay, it was cool. It was great. I was having a great time, but it was very quickly interrupted. It was very quickly interrupted by the opinion of men who don't yet even have a reason to be mad, but, you know, are never worried about their unborn hypothetical sons. So, there's this new song. She came out. It was real graphic or whatever, but also what Cardi B song isn't graphic. So I'm listening to the song and I'm thinking nothing of it because this is quite literally how all Megan songs sound, how all Cardi songs sound. Like, this is kind of like normal for me at this point. Like, the song didn't really stick out to me. I thought it was really creative when she said the whole dangly thing in the back of my throat. That was real creative to me or whatever. And I think that was cool. And it was a great song. 10 out of 10. Men, however, 0 out of 10. That is my opinion on the whole topic as an entirety.
Look, I think there's two types of well, there's a lot of types of people, but some people want to make an issue and actually put more attention towards that than just enjoy the song. Here's my perspective on it, right? I grew up listening to Snoop Dogg and 50 Cent and Eminem and they have all types of very inappropriate songs.
Graphic.
Very
pretty
graphic.
song.
And this to me is another inappropriate song from a woman's perspective. It is inappropriate. And for some people they're making it a thing like, no, like it's not. No, it is. It's inappropriate.
No, it is.
But
it is.
But at the same time, I don't think that it's like when people say that, you know, music and video games and movies corrupt you. Sure, I guess like that could be a factor to some people where things that somebody says or does in media and the way that they consume it changes their perspective on certain things. I'll speak for myself. When I grew up with all types of, Amber said that she, you know, her brothers took her to watch Austin Powers when she was like, my dad used to show us like all types of gangster movies and all rated R movies when we were little. And I come from a family that's like really appreciative of art in general. That's the way that I always viewed these things, is just like, look at the lessons and perspectives that you can get from these things. At the same time, there's not many lessons you can get from, you know, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks and stuff like that, or anything that 50 Cent or Eminem would say. But it just sounded good. And even at the time, my dad would be like, you know, these songs are inappropriate and stuff. But the quality of them, when you put on a song like In the Club, when that first came out, you know, even he would be like, wow, like this is mixed or like whatever really well. And it's just something to enjoy, but it's not something that you necessarily attach yourself with. When a song like this comes out, I listen to it, you know, quality wise, like it sounds like a good song. It's kind of funny. It's kind of cool, whatever. Again, it is inappropriate. The video was dope, like regarding as far as graphically, aesthetically. Again, the video is also inappropriate, but I'm looking at it from that perspective, and all of those factors. It's just like, it's a song. It's another sort of thing in media that has been done before. And yeah, people are going to have a problem because it's something that they can say that, you know, either the liberals are doing or women need to check themselves and this and that. And it's just like, enjoy the song. And if you let that stuff consume you as well, you're no longer going to like the song either.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're like you were saying, a lot of men have these issues. Like,
right.
Yo, like, you know, women finally have this kind of song that it's like, okay, I have the power in this. Essentially, that's what the song is. Like, I have this power, right? That I can, like, in this situation, I have the power. And
that's my superpower.
Like, it's like saying who runs the world, girls, in a more explicit sense.
In a more
For
explicit
sure.
sense.
Yeah.
And so men are like, yo, why do we have this inappropriate song? Like, why is this? Like, and I don't know. It's just so weird because, you know, like you were saying, we have a bunch of songs like from the guy's perspective, right?
You know what else is interesting about that though? Like the men doing it, right?
Yeah.
When people would say things like, "Oh, this is women empowerment" or something like that, I think that that's like, you know, you could debate about that, it being exaggerated or whatever. But at the same time, when I started thinking about like the things that as guys that excite us, right? And labeling it something like men empowerment. For example, if I'm watching a movie like Scarface or The Godfather with just like dudes that it's just like a crazy testosterone build of just like shooting stuff and, you know, being explicit
Drugs,
and being
girls, like
abusive and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Does it make the man feel powerful? Yeah. Like when you're watching it with the boys, you're like, yeah, like this is what being men is all about. And then, so I look at that and then I'm like, what if for women, you know, you hear a song like this and when it's like girls with girls, they're like, oh yeah, like we can be this. And it kind of like, it excites you for a little. Mm-hmm. And we know as guys that like, you know, killing and things like that is like, it's not the way to go. And this shouldn't be shown to kids who are not like ready to understand that this is a movie or just a song or something like that. So if you look at it in that same perspective, in a song like this or something that I guess quote unquote empowers women, it's the same thing on both sides. Men are just not used to it being that way for women, and so they have a problem with it because they're like, oh, what if they get too much power and then they're going to treat us this way and they're going to really... It's like to suppress them so that they don't figure out that there's this cheat code or something. I don't know. That's the way I might.
I've heard a few guys' responses to, like, and these are people who are not fans of it. I'm not putting this song up on a pedestal and being like, this is the idea, like, of femininity. This is the goal of being a woman. I'm not saying that, but do you want to know what it is? A good time. Like just singing that, just singing it, it's just a good time. And like, for example, in this conversation alone, we have had to acknowledge that it was an inappropriate song 6 times. When do we have to do that with a guy song? Like, when do we ever have to be like, this song is inappropriate? However, it's a song. It is inappropriate, but like, also it was a good song. Like I feel like we've never had to do that, and I get it now that we're going to have more female rappers and they're going to be doing that. The more it'll slowly start to be accepted. It's just funny to me that the way that I've personally had conversations, quite literally at a table with men who feel like the song is giving women a wrong thing to idolize. And I'm like, so what about you when you were singing Lollipop by Lil Wayne in 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th grade? What, like, is that, are you saying the same thing for you too? And they're like, well, no, it's just that, like, I'm a guy, so I know it's different. Well, you're also not a girl, and you have no idea how it's, quote unquote, like, empowering these young girls to want to go out and achieve a WAP. That's not it. It's just supposed to be like yeah, like nobody's trying to be like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna be the juiciest out there. Nobody's trying to do that. Like, that's not a goal that anybody's going for. And I think if that's the case, then like there's another issue aside. This song is not going to be the problem for them.
Yeah, and it doesn't make you that person by associating yourself with something like that either, right? Like there's people that are modest that enjoy just as, you know, explicit art or whatever might be the case, and they don't change who they are. So it's really on you how you decide to, you know, let it impact you, or if you're too young, you know, on your parents to see if, I guess, something like that is going to you're ready for to consume something like that or not.
Yeah,
if
I just want to
if you're bringing up your unborn daughter and you have never brought up your unborn hypothetical son, you are the problem. Keep going. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to end this note by saying I recently got a cat, so I really relate to this song. Sorry, no, I'm joking.
You sing WAP to it while you're like showering it. It's in the bath.
I love that.
That's amazing. I also have a WAP, which is a wet ass phone.
Oh my god!
I'm using my trap phone again, guys, because
Frost, what did you do?
we're recording part 3 of our series of our friend Saad recovering his drone from the ocean, and
he needs to let it go.
If you haven't seen that, like, go on our vlog channel, Pono Rono, and it's an amazing series. But yeah, somewhere along the way, my phone might have again gotten a little bit wet.
So all the footage is gone.
I don't know yet, but regardless, I'm not gonna give away what happens, but it's okay.
Frost.
So we'll see what happens in the future.
Is it okay if you don't get the footage?
Trust me.
Okay.
Just trust me.
How are we supposed to trust if you yourself said that you don't know?
Bro, like, it's just a phone. To me, all these things, like, I will always go and have the experience or the
Can
shot
I just
or
ask
whatever
what you
before.
did?
Wait.
What do you mean?
How'd you get water on it this time?
We were in the water.
Okay, but what
we
did
were
you
on
do?
a boat, and there was a lot of water coming in. There was waves and stuff, and it got wet. And and then when I got in the car, it wasn't exactly turning on, and now
It wasn't exactly turning on.
And I had a WAP, and now I have an Android, so it is what it is. All right, I think we've been talking for enough. I think it's time to bring in someone who is a little bit more intellectual and well put together and more.
Wow.
Just kidding. He's a cool guy. No, he is intellectual and all that, but very excited to have this stranger on today. He's a creator that's been on the rise. He recently dropped a viral video called Being Black in Pakistan that was like recommended to us, and it's been blowing up since then. So he shares his unique upbringing, his perspectives on different cultures and things like that, and just his ambitions with us, along with the positives and negatives of all the recent attention. So we have a dope and enlightening conversation with him about life, about growth, and about cultures. So get comfortable, because you're not going to want to miss this one. Everybody, please welcome our stranger, Abdullah Maroof. Ji, Babaji.
कैसे जी उस्ताद जी
Fito, say yo.
बाबा जी मस्त हैं जी मस्त हैं तुसी सुनाओ
Yo, man, this is incredible. So we got Abdullah on the podcast today. Maroof, that's how you say it?
yeah Abdullah Maroof yeah
Abdullah Maroof. So this is interesting because you were did some research on us before, so so you might know a little bit more about us than we might know about you.
Yeah.
It's a
maybe
tactic.
maybe not maybe not
No, you know what? He was appreciating Trump a little bit for his tactics. I think this is his tactic of having the edge on us.
He was like, he's like, I'm about to talk with some Americans. Let me find out their ways from their leader.
Yo, we're not all like that, bro. Come on.
We're not.
I was talking about the documentary I was watching, which kind of reminded me of like Americas and all that, because I was watching that documentary and like the way Trump is at where he is right now. I mean, it's just like he's just like the real mobster. Like, I don't know if you watched Peaky Blinders or not. Have you watched it?
No.
I know
Peaky
about the
Blinders.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So that Thomas Shelby is like real badass. So like Donald Trump is like living it, like, you know, so it's kind of
It makes
badass.
it makes
way,
sense.
so.
It's the premise of any. You're right. It's the premise of any sort of like classic sort of gangster movie where you just slash and go to the top, and then you're there. And he's that classic
He's
sort of New
there.
Yorker. I feel you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for real quick, for people that don't know, so
If you notice
Abdullah's-
the accent, I'm sorry, just please start off with the accent, because this is so much fun for me right now.
What do
Just
you
hearing
mean?
you talk, he has a Pakistani accent, like, with his English. I
The
don't know.
listeners might not know what's going on, but if you're
Yeah.
on video, you'll know what's going on.
Yeah, so this all started because I was recommended a video on my YouTube titled
Sorry.
being black in Pakistan, and I was really interested in, because that's not a perspective you see a lot. I've, kind of having my childhood in Pakistan, I would see black people in Pakistan, but you never hear their stories. So immediately I clicked this. I was like, wow. And with everything that's been going on this year with, the George Floyd thing in America and all the sort of Black Lives Matter protests, it was perfect timing. So I clicked it then, and I was like, we have to reach out to this guy immediately. And since then, Abdullah, you've gotten like over 600,000 views on that video, and I'm sure it'll be at 1 million real soon. You've gotten to almost 30,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
What's the reaction and sort of what's the time been like since you put out that video? I'm sure you've gotten a lot of attention off of that.
Well, that's part of it. Like, I'm an introvert, right? And like when I first started YouTube, like there were many reasons to start YouTube, right? There was like I like making videos. I wanna be in a room with people that do big things, like let's say like Kevin Hart, Dwayne Rock. Maybe I could be in a room with them, but to be in a room with them, you have to bring something to the table. So for me, YouTube was the kind of way, and I really like making videos. So like for me to be able to be in a room with really great people doing great things, that was what YouTube attracted me towards. And before I got into YouTube, people, like, I knew the circumstances very clearly. Like every day you were seeing this YouTuber crying, that YouTuber crying. So I know what I was getting myself into, and I knew
What
it
do you
was going
mean
to be like a
YouTuber crying? Like you're saying the drama and stuff on YouTube and
yeah,
sort of
like, you
atmosphere?
know, like things happen with vloggers and YouTubers. Like they get hacked, they get abused, they get like there's a lot, like, you know, there's a lot that happens to YouTubers, and I knew like if I was going to get myself into this, that might happen. So I might as well get ready for that. So even knowing the circumstance, I still said that I want to go and do this thing. So when I first started YouTube, I didn't get much love and support from people. There were a bunch of people, but in the beginning, I really, really needed that support. But once I didn't get it, my mind shifted and I was like, I'm just gonna focus on making great content and just making 100 videos this year. So that was just the goal. And
that was your goal before any of this, was just, I want to put out 100 videos in 2020.
Yeah, before any of this Black in America and Black in Pakistan.
Right. And we'll get deeper into that, so you don't have to explain all of that right away, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so that was just like after being Black in Pakistan blew up, I was at first very surprised, shook, and I was like, oh shit, like it was at 14,000, which was the most I ever got in like 6-7 hours. And I was like, oh shit, okay, like calm down, don't go up, it's enough. And it just kept blowing up, like tripling. And
what was the fear?
The fear was like people, I don't know, it was just like, it's been an introvert, so I don't like people to know about me, especially we might get deeper into that for news podcast, but I don't want people to know that I know Urdu in a way, because there's a lot of advantages for me, because when someone is speaking, when I'm with a person and he doesn't know I know Urdu, he's gonna say some things that he thinks I'm not gonna understand. So for me, that's like a bonus point.
You are a tactical person. Yeah. Don't come in here saying you're not a tactical person.
I mean, yeah, I'm very cautious. Yeah, so no. I'm always cautious.
Respect.
So yeah, so that was a little bit of the fear I had, and yeah, that was just it, man. But once that was blown out, I had to like figure out what's more important. Like the reason I made that video was that it was something that was burning inside me. It was something that I had to make a video, because it was just like, you have to make this way. And the morning I made that video, I wasn't feeling well. I had some headache and I had a bunch of weird problems, but I just said, let's just go for it, and I just made the video, and that's just what happened. So,
well, I'm glad that you did make the video, because you're here today. It was an incredible video, and we'll talk more about the video real soon. But take us all the way back first. You know, what's your origin story? How do you make it to Pakistan?
I'm in Pakistan for more than 10 years, and
how old are you now?
My parents brought me here. So, how old do you think I am?
21.
I would say 20, 21.
Yeah, late teens.
I'm 22.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm 22. My parents brought me here, and yeah, that's about it. So I came here at a very young age.
From where?
From Nigeria.
Nigeria, okay.
Yeah.
And they came to Pakistan for work?
Work and studies, yeah. Work and studies.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
My parents are very educational, I guess, like very into like studying and all that. So,
what part of Pakistan did it come?
Islamabad.
Okay. And are you still in Islamabad?
Yeah, still in Islamabad.
Is that a common thing for Nigerians to go to a place like Pakistan for their studies or for work?
Yes. I think Nigerians are like in many countries, but I think Pakistan has that edge for, like, if you're a Muslim, and like when I went back to Nigeria, right, and we met some of our relatives and some of the friends, and they were asking, which country did you come from? And you were like, Pakistan. Is Pakistan, really? That's amazing country and all that. So like they have this image that Pakistan is a very Muslim country, very culturistic country, you know. So that's my parents are like Muslims, so that's one of the edge of coming to Pakistan. So
Yeah.
yeah.
What was that experience for you like, the transition from Nigeria to Pakistan overall?
Uh, I came at a very, very young age, so I don't remember much, but what I remember is that I think I was accepted very quickly,
Wow.
which doesn't happen much because um, when you're like a kid, you need that acceptance. Like I remember my first day at school. Now I'm always the black guy in the room, in the hall, in the like like I'm usually the only black person. So when I was little, I had this fear of going to school, right? And I remember when I went to school, I had this fear, and there were some kids that came up to me and they were like, Abdullah, kaise ho? Kiko, come to us, let's play and let's have some fun. I was very good at sports, so that gave me an advantage. Like this kid would say, "Nini Abdullah, my team mein, Nini my team mein." So like they'll be pulling me each way because I was good at sports, and I was always like the silent dude, the fun dude, but I was always silent. But when I spoke, I tried to make something funny. So I had that edge, and I was always accepted very quickly. But don't get me wrong, there were people that would call me Kale, there were people that would call me, what are you doing here? You should go. But when one person says some bad shit and 10 others accept you, like you kind of ignore that one bad person. So that's like the ratio of being. So I was always like, even till today, some of my very close friends are Pakistanis because I spend most of my time here. So I was always accepted very quickly. Even when I'm going to like a shop or some new place, there's always that cashier people. It even happened today. I was like fixing my bike and this person said TK. Like he was very nice. Like there's always that polite attitude towards Pakistanis. And yeah. So
When you first came, like as a child, did you have any understanding of I'm going to be the person who looks different here? And like, did your parents like have to have a conversation with you like, okay, you're going to be different but it's okay, or anything like that? How did you like submerge into it?
No, I didn't. I mean, my parents didn't have that conversation with me. They were just like, you have to go to school, just go to school. Like, I mean, what? Like, and the school I went was a private school, so there were foreigners, but they weren't. Yeah, English. I went to Pak Turk, so it's a Pakistan and Turkish school. I've been there for like 10, 12 years. So, but still, they were like majority was like Pakistani, and then like maybe one or two will be like from Arab countries. But there was usually the only black. I was usually the only black person.
How was it picking up Urdu, and have your parents also picked it up too?
I picked it up quickly because I'm always around Pakistanis, but my parents not much. They kind of understand it, but not as well as I do. I know it more. So
I have a lot of Nigerian friends. We seem to get along really well. I found that there's a lot of cultural similarities, whether it be like family values, just the way that we're brought up and things like that. Did you find that to be common as well?
What do you mean? I don't quite understand. Like, what you mean?
So for example, like with my Nigerian friends, they're always like, our parents are really strict on things like studies, and the way that we grow up, it's just like
family oriented,
very family oriented, and just sort of like the etiquettes and the different things that you do. It's very different than like, for example, an American household.
Yeah, I get it. I think some of the things are very quite similar because, especially here with the Desi parents, as you would say, they kind of are very strict, and I think there are some similarities, but there are some ethics that, like for example, I mean no offense at all, but
Please
Pakistanis
offend.
are Pakistanis are sometimes very abrupt. Like they they might ask you questions that might offend you. Like for me, it's like normal for me. But when my new friends come from Somalia, from Nigeria, they're always like, "What do you want, man?" They ask so many questions. Where are you from? Where are you living? What does your parent do? Well, how many siblings do you have? Like very questions that like FBI kind of ask. So, so in our in Nigeria, like I haven't spent much time there, but the little time I spent there is very, very strong ethics that you should respect your elders, you should talk this way, you should be silent, you should sit like this, stand like this, bow your head when you want to greet. So there is always that respect towards even to your enemies, I guess, but they're like we respect, but we don't just respect in a way like for example, let's say you're planning to die, right? And
Wait. What?
Yeah, hold on.
You're planning to die? What do you mean?
Like-
like let's say
committing?
Like you're in a plane.
yeah,
And the plane
no
is
no
going
no no
down
no
like
no
that?
no no no.
Okay.
Sorry. I mean, like, say, let's just say, like, you want to commit suicide and stuff
Okay.
like that,
Okay.
right? Like, so, and like Nigerians have that attitude. Like, I think Nigerians have the attitude that they don't really interact very much. Like, for example, like let's say someone wants to commit suicide, but that person that's committing suicide, he's at your rooftop, not at his own. So they will say, okay, if you want to die, just go to your own house and die. So it's like very strong love, but strong.
It's like
They
mind your
have that
business
caringness. Yeah, yeah. But they have that caringness, but it's like aggressive caring. It's very, very aggressive.
Tough love.
Like if you want, yeah. So like if you want to do this, just go do it. Don't just cry. Just pick yourself up. Like that hustle mentality. I think we have that very much, and
It's like
I don't think Pakistanis have that.
upfront
much.
language.
Yeah. So I
That's
think
really
that,
interesting.
but other than that, I think things are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you come across other either Black, African, or foreigners that you interact with?
at first, no, but now I'm starting to see more. I'm starting to interact with more Nigerians, Somalians. Some of my class fellows are Somalians and Nigerians.
Is that sometimes
so,
a relief?
yeah. yeah. I when I was about to go to university, I was one of the reasons I am at which university I am right now is because there are like many foreigners there. So I want to have like a different experience, and not that like I hate Pakistanis and all that. Like I'm still talking to like some people right now that are Pakistan. Like I still have that very strong bondage, but I'm usually the black guy in the room. So
I was gonna say,
having
do you
a
like?
mixture-
Do you almost like that now? Because it's been like that for most of your life. That like you almost kind of like being the only black guy in the room. Because when you go back
For
to
me-
Nigeria, it's not like that, right? So in Pakistan, it's almost like you get like a spotlight. Do you feel that way or no?
Yes and no. Okay. Like me over here, obviously, I appreciate getting that love and support and that uniqueness that your difference will come join. But when I went back to Nigeria, I was thinking that, I'll be among my kind of people and all that. But this is just like, I'm not trying to take it towards, it's very sensitive, but they call me white there. Okay, because my skin is a little bit light skin. So when I went back, I joined the school there, and people will be calling me Baba Pupa. Like Pupa means like the white guy. And I was like, what the hell? Like seriously, I'm in Pakistan, they call me black. I'm here, they call me white. And then my accent was a little bit different. So I didn't quite like my accent. but my Nigerian accent isn't very strong. So obviously they accept you, but that fun attitude to like being fun. But what I'm trying to say is that I can fit anywhere, but over here in Pakistan, being the different person has brought up a certain kind of confidence in me. Like I could go to any place right now, and I don't care what you look like, what reputation you are. I have that edge, that confidence I've built inside myself, that no matter like what color, what profession you are, I won't be nervous. So although I am a little bit scared, even till today, I go to a new place, I'm always looking here and there, but then again I slap myself and I say like, get yourself together and bring that confidence up. So then I'm starting working like this. Not really, I mean like I start working,
from the inside.
So that's
mindset thing. Isn't that so interesting that that's our experience in America, is exactly what he's describing as a black person in Pakistan, which is like, we have this term which actually Abdullah will probably be familiar with as well, which is apne bande. And it's like when you're in America, and of course we have to be like the tigers, right? As immigrants, generally, you have to excel more than the average person. You have to be smarter than them, quicker than them. You have to, exceed your parents' expectations even. But sometimes when you go to, college, or you go to a workplace where you see someone that looks like you, it's like apne bande mil gaye. And it's like, you found your people. And regardless of whether, obviously we grew up in America, and we have a lot of our best friends are, white and black and whatever, a bunch of Americans. But also there is at the same time that sort of sense of home that you are also describing, of like, when you see somebody who is Nigerian, maybe it's just like, they know exactly, what you're going through and what you're feeling and things like that. So it's not, of course, it's just a natural sort of thing when you have, and it's a great thing to have a sense of belonging to multiple cultures and multiple homes like that.
And also similar to what he said about like us being here, it's like, like you're the Pakistani, but in America you're the American. So like it's funny that you say that when you go back to Nigeria you're like the white guy, and
they call us white when we go to Pakistan.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I mean, that's you can continue.
Let's talk about the video now. When you made the being black in Pakistan, so what initially, you said that there was a fire inside of you that you wanted to make it. Did it come from what you were seeing that was going on in America with the protests, or what was it?
Yeah, it was that actually. It was I think seeing that video of George Floyd, and even like being in a coronavirus state, which was a little bit of anxiety and tension and all that at that time, it started bringing a lot of memories back to me while I was here in Pakistan. So my mind was like in a weird place, and it was like I had to make the video to kind of appreciate the Pakistanis. Like if I was at America, I would be treated differently. So like I had to appreciate and let people know that it's not that bad here. Like people are actually good. They're fun. They're accepting. And like I just thought that since I have YouTube and I have this platform, and I could just say something. So I just thought of making a video on a like regular day, and it ended up being one of the most impactful videos. So that was what I was trying to do. So
when I first saw the thumbnail, like you looked very like angry, kind of. You're like being black in Pakistan, and I was like, okay, maybe he's like, it's gonna be bad experiences. That's what I was thinking going into it. And then when I click on it, you're just like sitting there on the bench, like, I feel good. My Pakistani friends are awesome. They treat me.
It was surprising actually to me too. I was surprised that that's the angle it was taken. Yeah, I'm looking at the thumbnail right now. He's very serious.
He's like,
and I clicked it. I was like, oh man, here goes our whole reputation. this dude's about to end us.
I also thought that like to me, I thought it was like, okay, maybe he's been there for like a year or two or something, so like maybe like doesn't know Urdu. Then you like slid in a few Urdu words in there, and I was like, wait, hold on, like he like gets it, and then you
He's
later brought
fluent.
up that you were fluent in Urdu, and the fact that you said that, like, and I think it's so interesting that this like meant something to you, but like how you brought up a story once about how your friend wanted to how you wanted to speak in English because there's other people around speaking in English, and how you were like, maybe we should too, and he was like, we are Pakistanis, like we speak in Urdu, and you found value in him saying we, like, to me that like that made you feel like a part.
Exactly. Yeah, that was it. I mean, that's happened a lot. Even like I'm in a conversation and I even forget my skin color. You know, like even though because like I'm like fluent in Urdu and Punjabi and all that, so wherever I am, like even they even asked me to like join the army, become the president and all that. So I've very seldom like it's very less that I feel different. So especially around my friends and all that.
So do you consider yourself like fully Pakistani? Like now that you've know the culture, lived there for a while, like do you consider yourself Pakistani?
Like sure, I'm like it depends. Like what I think doesn't matter, man. Like I could even get a nationality. I'll go to a place. I will still be the different dude. I'll still get the stares and all that. So, what I think doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. But like I'm here for a long time and I understand the culture. I speak the language, but I don't think my opinion matters, man.
I
mean,
like how
I guess it's just about how you feel, right? I think along with what maybe Shamir was saying is when you have either a hyphen in it, for example, saying something like I'm, Nigerian Pakistani. Like often a lot of us in America, we say something like we're Pakistani American. And some people don't like that. They're like, no, you're only American. Or some people say, no, at the heart, you're Pakistani, right? But there's this identity that we feel where it's like, of course, we don't fit in all the way when we're in Pakistan. We don't fit in all the way when we're in America. There's always something different. And we are sort of the best of both worlds. And even if there are moments where, we're not seen as American or something like that, or we're discriminated against, it's like, as an American, I want to change things like that. And I want to be proud as an American so that I can make those changes. This is my home, right? Like, this is where I live. And so I have to, navigate sort of both of those territories. And, I wouldn't say that your opinion doesn't matter, because obviously this video has impacted so many people. And that's also another thing I want to ask you about is just like, who were those people that were interacting with this video and your primary audience? Who are they?
So, they are Pakistani, obviously. They're like 90% Pakistanis, my audience. You mean on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like 90% Pakistani. Yeah. Like, I mean, I said.
So why do you
in a
think
way
that's
because-
why do you think that they watch these videos? If they're all like 90% Pakistani, why do you think they either relate to you or interact with you?
I think they watch me for a couple of reasons. One is that I speak Urdu. Okay, I mean, once you're different, you kind of get attracted to people in a way. But I don't think that way. I could take this in a whole different turn. But even my videos are very. I don't think they're just like normal vlogs. Like I put a lot of work into it, and I make sure my viewer watches every second, not because I'm different being in Pakistan, but because I put work into it, like even the songs, the vlog, the skipping of that. So I like there's a mixture of both that's getting me subscribers, that's getting me all that. So yeah, but my opinion on, if I consider myself being Pakistani, like sure, why not? But at the end of the day, I could go out right now and someone will like, "Bhai, kya kar rahe ho udhar?" ठीक है, like niklo yahan se and all that. So I don't
get
really,
out of here. What are you doing here?
Yeah. So I don't really take that to my heart very much. So that's why I said that. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
There was this
Yeah.
another moment that you described where somebody stared at you for like 10 minutes straight to the point that they were like mesmerized, like they couldn't like snap
Yeah.
out of it without somebody tapping them.
Yeah.
Pakistan already, like my experience was that everyone stares as it is. Like I'm Pakistani,
Yeah.
I go, they stare. My brothers are
Yeah.
there, they stare. I think it's just like it's not a commonly rude thing there for them to stare. It's like a part of the culture. So I can only imagine as someone who looks even more different than maybe we do, because I guess we do have a different like sense to us when we go there. Somebody who looks completely different from them definitely gets the stares. How do you usually like handle that, and does it bother you, or do you find like humor in it now? You just
At
go like
first,
boo at them like randomly, like if they're like really in a trance.
yeah, like I said, I've been here for quite a number of years. So at first, it used to really bother me. Like even if someone called me Kale or black in a way, I would like jump up to him. I would like probably punch him up or like stare at him or like ready to beat him up. But once I went back to Nigeria and then I came back, things got a little bit different. I started being like I understood why they're staring at me. It's like I know like they don't see much of me. They don't see like a black person every day. It's not America. Like America has that like you walk here, you see a different ethnicity. You work here, you see a different person. So I kind of understood that because like over here they don't get to see that much often. So I understand the stares now, so I don't really mind it. Sometimes I'll smile back. Sometimes if the person is staring, I'll stare at him back. Like if he keeps on staring, I'll keep on staring at him. Like it's like it's not a big deal to me like right now. So like I get it. That's the point. Like I get it. So that's the point why I made that video. So for people to understand that they might stare, but they're staring because they don't see much of that. So when
I
they
think it's
see
important to not see like the malicious side in it, I guess. And I really like that you kind of portrayed that a lot throughout the video, and kind of what you're saying now to like not think badly because they're doing it. Like even me now, I was born in America, and like I was working the other day and I was on the phone and a customer came and interrupted me, and they're like, "Ma'am, I just wanted to let you know that you've lost your accent." And I was like,
Wow.
and I was like, hold on. And all I could say at that time was like, oh, haha, like, thank you. Like, like I didn't want to embarrass them. Like, I didn't want to embarrass them either. And I was like, oh, okay. But like, it just goes to show that people's ignorance only like leads them to say it, but they don't always come from a bad place. And I think it's up to us to gauge that.
Yeah, same. Like I once worked at a call center, like you call and you keep on selling stuff. So one of the locations usually America and all these foreign countries. So I had a different experience with Americans there. Like there are some people that will pick up the phone. Like I used to think my accent is a little bit better than the Pakistanis, but once I started calling people, they were confused. So you call like at least 100 people a day when you're at a call center, and there's some people that they will pick up the phone, abuse you right away. There's some that will try to make fun of you, and then there's this one lady I met. I called, and I will never forget her. Like I called her, and she was like, she gets annoyed. Like she said, why are you guys always calling me? And like when I'm selling something, I don't like go full on like the boiler room. I like understand, try to tell them in a more persuasive way, not in a like aggressive way. So she actually liked that, and she understood. And then she was like, where are you from? I said I was like from Nigeria, but Nigerians don't speak like this. I said I'm living in Pakistan, and they said, oh really, Pakistan? Wow, that's amazing. Like we had a very, very amazing conversation, and from that I kind of understood more, because like good and bad people are everywhere, so
did you make a sale?
Yeah.
There we go. Nice. Nice.
Yeah. But I, like I said in the video, good and bad people are everywhere. But in Pakistan, I think the ratio is a little bit higher of the good. Because even you are telling me right now, like, even in America, I've got other friends in Turkey. Recently, I met with some friends. They're always saying that there's like strong racism there. But in Pakistan, I think the good are slightly more than the bad. So
Yeah. Do overall you're in school and everything. Do young people participate in a lot of the social justice issues going on either there or globally?
I don't follow what you mean.
So you know
justice.
how like there's the protests that have been going on in America with Black Lives Matter. So with
Yeah.
issues like that, do young people also feel that way in Pakistan?
Young Pakistanis or young Nigerians? Or
Yeah,
what do you mean?
Pakistanis. Like in your experience being in school and everything like that, do you see other people that sort of vouch for social justice issues at all, or no?
They
Yeah.
relate, or they can't relate to
Yeah. Obviously, like, there is a lot of that, like, regarding things like I don't follow the news too much, but there are protests of every kind. But I can give you an example of my like YouTube channel. Like, I'm reading the comments, and there were a couple of bad comments, and another one of my fans replied to that person like, what are you doing? Like, are you stupid? Like, he put on a little bad words there to try to explain to him that, like, don't do that stupid stuff. Like,
Yeah.
this is a normal guy. He's living in Pakistan. He's doing nothing wrong. So, like that's in that perspective I can put it, that people do fight for social justice and all that.
Yeah, because I was just saying, because over here, a lot of, especially young people, they're involved in all types of, whether it be with Black Lives Matter, climate change, against Trump, and the list goes on. There's just so many different issues that people are involved in America. You'll see protests all the time. Literally, there's states that are like police states at this point. If you go to Washington, D.C., there's always people protesting. So I didn't know if, like, in Pakistan, I don't see it from my cousins.
No,
I
it's
haven't
not. It's
asked
not a
them either,
lot.
but it's not like that.
It's not a lot, unless it's like a big issue. Like recently, there was like this woman rights
Women's march,
issue.
the Art March,
So,
right, or something. Like that.
yeah. Something if it's something big, even if it's like something like the recent CIE results. Like, if it's something big, then yeah, people do stand for it.
That's good.
Yeah.
So with since you've put out that video, you've been pretty consistent. You've had quite a few vlogs put out since then. Is there something
Yeah.
that you're actively, pursuing through this career-wise?
Well,
Like you're doing
firstly,
financing and accounting in school, right?
economics and finance.
Economics and finance.
Yeah.
So aside from that, is YouTube something that you would pursue as like, something to do actively in the future?
Yeah, I think so. But there are many reasons I'm being consistent is when I like to make videos. Second, I said I'm gonna make 100 videos, so I'm trying to reach that goal. And thirdly, like YouTube, like I really like making videos. So one of the reasons it's named Crossing Visions is because I want to make it like something big. I don't want it to be just vlogs. I don't want it to be just random stuff. I just want to create something that has some kind of impact, some kind of value, exactly, some kind of value impact. So I might end up making more, maybe films as well. I'm considering to make some films, like bring in some people. Like I'm thinking of it at a level like Sony or Disney or some kind of
Wow.
thing. Like
Wow.
yeah. So that's
I'm
how
glad
I'm
you didn't
thinking
say
about my
Lollywood.
channel. No, man, no, I don't know.
Are there like other Pakistani YouTubers you watch and get inspiration from?
Yeah, one is Irfan Junejo. Second is Hamza Ibrahim, and on the on the level of Moro, I also I don't follow him much, but I've watched a little bit of his videos, and the amount I've watched, I can see like his level is like at the top. Like the work he puts into his video is
Who
just
is
like
this?
amazing. Moro, MOOR something. I don't know.
Okay.
Moro or
Muru,
something.
Muru.
Yeah. So these are the three main guys I kind of follow. Hamza Ibrahim is just like he's himself, and I like that he's uh, like the reason I like these two guys are like they're not just YouTubers. They're actually they have some kind of business mindset. They have some kind of humbleness. They have some kind of street smartness towards them. So, and they came from the dirt. Okay, they didn't just stop there, and they're not from very rich families. So, that inspires me a lot. So, yeah.
Anyone across the pond in America or just globally that you are inspired by?
Peter McKinnon mainly. I mean, like that guy's amazing. Like he's fun. His videos are amazing, and Casey Neistat obviously, and yeah, these main. And then there is one Parker Wahlberg something. Parker. He mainly teaches you how to make good content. So
Okay.
these are the three main. So Parker Wahlberg, Peter McKinnon, and Casey Neistat. These two
Nice.
dudes.
That's awesome. So you you often refer to yourself and your audience as Babaji. Can you tell us what Babaji means and why you've chosen to use that term?
You don't know what Babaji means?
So Babaji is like old man, right?
Babaji is
It's
no, it's not like an old man.
It's
See,
like a
I spent
respect
some
thing almost.
exactly. Like I spend some times with my Punjabi friends, Pathan friends, and Siraiki friends. So like when I'm spending time with Punjabi friends and I'm going to Pindi areas and all that, I often hear that word. So Babaji is like kind of respect and like it's like a bigger person, like
I thought it meant
OG
old man.
basically. It meant what?
I thought it meant like an older
It's
man.
like literally. I think literally it might mean
Literally,
that, but like
yeah.
But it's like saying like
literally
Sayyid
means
Saab, Janab, like any of those
Yeah,
words.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
all really
Yeah,
used
yeah.
towards respecting an elder, but at the same time you
Exactly.
could call that to like anybody just
Yeah.
to, and it's a fun thing.
It's like a slang. It's like OG in America, like they say OGs and stuff. So over here it's like Punjabi is like Bawaji,
I love it.
Ustadji,
I love it. When I heard you
yeah.
say that, I was like, man, okay, like he knows. That's awesome
Yeah,
to hear.
man. Yeah, man.
Who do you like surrounding yourself with? What in your friend circles? What are the types of people that you like to look for
Ambitious.
that inspire you and stuff?
Ambitious people that like I want people to like there's this system. I'm glad I got out of it, and the reason I got out of it was that I wasn't doing much good in school. Like I wasn't doing good in school, and I was getting bad grades. I wasn't really following, so I was like, I gotta get out of this shit. So during my A levels, I started following big people like Jeff Bezos. There's this valuetainment guy. I forgot his name. Like there are many people. Elon Musk, okay, Bill Gates. Not Bill Gates, but Elon Musk is usually like you see his stuff, him doing stuff, but
Like entrepreneurs overall.
Exactly.
They're just doing their thing.
Yeah. So I started noticing something with them, like they have street smartness, like this traditional modern, like go to school, eat, sleep, watch TV, and just sleep. And now I have the mindset of like doing something more. Okay, now people like this is the phone. Okay, and people spend most of their time looking here. So I decided I want to be on this side. Okay, I want to be on the back side. So and I noticed that like even Kevin Hart, Dwayne Rock Johnson, and these people like they're doing something. They're leaving a mark. Even Kobe Bryant, I mean, he recently passed away. Rest in peace. But like, you could see like these guys, like, people like to see people doing good things. Like, even if you watch movies, you won't look at the guy that is lazy, is normal. You follow the guy that's doing something more. So currently, I just have one major friend that has big dreams like mine, and
You're gonna get some phone calls after this.
yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
Like, bruh,
Babaji.
you said one friend, I better be that friend.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I just like to surround myself with people that have ambitious goals and all that, because like, there's more to life, man. So yeah.
For sure, man. That sounds awesome. Do you have any plans of like traveling other places in the world, or have you?
Definitely. Once I get the Rex, I'm currently Gharib. So yeah.
Come through, bro. Come through the States.
Yeah,
Take
man, inshallah. Yeah,
Do
we'll
you
come, man.
plan on-
But
Do you plan on living in Pakistan for like? Is that like where you'd want to settle?
I don't think so. Like, I want to visit more places like Tokyo, China, Bali, like all these beautiful places. But the thing is, like, I will definitely, like, I will always come back, but I don't think I will settle. I'll always come back to visit, but I don't think I will settle.
Word. Is there anything that you want to leave the audience with on maybe how you're planning to pursue these sort of goals that you're talking about, or a lesson that you kind of try to put in all your videos?
Talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Like, people say they want to do stuff, but they end up procrastinate. Like, everyone has ideas, okay? Every single person always has an idea. I want to do something, but then you meet a friend that is a regular dude. He doesn't really has ambitious goals, so you drop your dreams and you drop your goals and all that. So I think once you say you're gonna do something, you do it, and once you pick something, you go to it. If it fails, you pick something else. Like, you need to find what you're good at, and it's not gonna drop on your lap. You need to try a couple of things. Like, YouTube was something I wanted to try out. I've done a bunch of things before YouTube, and I'm gonna do a bunch of things. I'm currently doing things right now. So if you have an idea, it could be anything. Just stick to it, follow it, do it, and if it fails, it's all right. Pick something else that you think you might be good at. So yeah, man, just don't give up, and just keep hustling, keep going, man.
Abdullah
Nice.
Maroof,
Wow.
everyone. You will not see the end of him. You'll see him next to Bezos and anyone else who's really doing it.
Yeah, I hope
bef-
so, man.
Before we ask you our last question, where can people find you online and follow you?
On Instagram, it's _Abdullah _Maroof, MAROOF, or just write Babaji, I'll probably pop out. And on YouTube, it's Crossing Visions, and on Snapchat, it's army.dime.
Bro, you gotta get your branding together. You gotta
I
make
know,
it
man.
consistent, man.
I know, man.
Just be
I'm
Babaji
like-
on everything.
Yeah, you can't change your Snapchat name, otherwise you should be Babaji on there too.
We'll
Yeah.
link up your stuff in the bio. Guys, please go check him out. He's a dope guy, and
Sure.
he's has awesome perspective, and he's very inspiring. All right,
thank
I'm
you,
sure
man.
you're already prepared for this, but Amber, if you want to ask him the last question, go ahead.
If you could describe yourself as any flavor, what would it be and why?
Flavor in what? In ice creams? In
Anything. If
Of
you want to do
anything.
ice cream, but if you want to do any flavor, it could be something that, like a food you like or think that it just describes you,
what? Food?
or flavor.
Well, it has to be a
Okay.
flavor. It has to be a flavor of something and give us a good reason why that flavor is you.
Sometimes people pick like foods.
They're wrong though.
Flavor. Can you give me like an example? Cause
Yeah,
Like-
so
Like
like people pick things that might be like, for example, sweet, right? They'll say, "Oh, I'm the flavor cherry because cherries have a little tang to them, and they're sweet, and that's how I would describe the things that the energy that I give off or something." Or someone might say like,
It could
"Oh,
even be
I'm
like a chip flavor. It could be like any flavor.
I'm a pickle because I'm always
Sour.
sour," things like that.
oh shit, this is tough. 'Cause-
Tactical Babaji is not
Okay.
does not have the tactics for this.
I love that your accent is like my cousin's accents from Pakistan. Like it's like a true Pakistani American accent.
I appreciate that. Okay, so flavor. Wow. Okay, this is gonna take a
Babaji
while.
सारा दिन नहीं आएगा.
पता है यार, मगर like sweet. No, I'm not sweet. Like I am sweet, but I wouldn't pick sweet. Sour, no.
All right, I'll give you an example of a flavor that like I chose, and then maybe it'll help
I
you
think
out.
you should do something that's more like relatable to like Pakistan. Like what's like a Pakistani like flavor? Like
No,
how
Amber,
there's like
why you always want people to pick a flavor that you would want them to have? You can't do
no,
that.
I'm saying
has
that
to be
something
him.
that relates to him. You think that he's gonna be able to relate to mint chocolate chip? That's not
No,
relatable
I'm-
to him.
I'm not saying he would relate to that. I'm saying telling him why I picked that flavor.
I'm just saying it'd
Okay,
be more easy
yeah.
for him to understand. That's why I said it like
Okay,
that.
you guys need to stop fighting. Man. Come on.
Welcome to our podcast, where me and Faraz fight half of it.
Okay, Frost, go ahead, man.
Okay, so my flavor I chose was mint chocolate chip because
Okay.
the mint is always fresh. It's always like ambitious. It describes something that's like you just feel this sort of fresh energy. But the chocolate chips are in there because one, I love chocolate, but also it's like roots. Like I never forget my roots, even though I'm always doing something that's new. So the mint being something new and fresh, the chocolate chips being something like solid, something something you never forget. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I'll
So-
pick that.
No, you can't. Okay, no, you can't just do that, bro. You're a creative guy. You got to come up with your
Come
own
on,
thing.
dude.
I was giving you a creative example. Okay,
Yeah, I'll just pick that.
what's a flavor you like? And my okay, so you like. Let's describe you. How do you describe yourself? I can't believe we have to make up a flavor for you.
First time ever.
Abdullah,
in
you're
history.
doing so good the entire podcast, and this is where the limit
I'm
has
not
been.
a food guy, man. I'm not a food guy at
How
all.
can you not?
like-
You're Nigerian. You live in Pakistan. How are you not a food guy? You are
Exactly.
Like, you have all these
That's-
flavors inside of you.
Exactly. Oh shit. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
I read a very interesting thing. I saw a very interesting thing, but it's not regarding the flavor, but let's say it might bring up some flavor. Okay, so I was watching this season. It's called Itaewon Class. It's like a Korean show or something. So in that there was a
Bring up other flavor would be like cilantro.
okay. Let me put this in that way. So in that movie or that season
Korean
where
show.
yeah,
shit show.
so this is the first show I watched and it was amazing, by the way. So this girl, she read a poem and she said that I am a rock. Okay,
Okay.
you can beat me up, I won't break. I will still shine in the dark, and if you leave me alone, I will still shine by myself. And it went on for like a couple of while, but the main thing was that rock was a diamond. Okay, you can beat a diamond up, it won't break, it will still shine in the dark, it has its own essence to it. Okay, like
Like a straw.
even yeah. So a flavor regarding that, I don't know.
So that's something that you would want to be associated
yeah,
with.
yeah.
You know,
exactly.
honey never expires. I think it's the only food that never expires.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So maybe honey is the diamond of foods.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect.
You would
I'll go with honey. Yeah, honey.
No, I'm mad at
Perfect.
this, but but because you gave us that story,
Yeah.
maybe that's
Yeah.
the only thing I can help you with. If you like it, you could settle for that.
No. Honey is perfect. It's sweet. Like I'm sweet to other people.
He
like,
literally
I
said,
understand.
"I'm not sweet," and now he's like, "No, I'm sweet. It's perfect."
No. In a way, like you know, like I'm like a fun guy to interact with. Like you could
Yeah.
be anyone. Like I could be a fun guy to interact with. I'm not very sweet in like, hey, what's up, you know, but like in aggressive, funny way. Like I said, in a Nigerian,
aggressive, funny way.
yeah,
Nigerian
yeah, like-
sweetness, Nigerian honey.
yeah,
Yo.
Nigerian
exactly.
I like
Niger-
Nigerian honey.
Perfect Nigerian
That's-
honey. Yeah,
that's
I'll
what
go
it
with
is.
that.
Hey,
Yeah.
this is the longest flavor that it has ever taken anybody to come up
Today.
with, but it was worth it. It was worth it. We got something that's rock solid. We got him smiling like Nigerian honey, nice and sweet.
Yeah. Yes,
Abdullah,
sir.
for real, like thank you for coming on here.
Thank you.
It's so much fun talking to you. I hope we get to meet you someday, but till then, stay in touch.
Sure.
And
sure, man.
I'll keep watching you, and I can't wait to see the other 94 videos that come out this year, right? Or maybe
I did like
less than that.
35.
Oh, you did 35. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're like at 60 something right now.
All right.
Yeah,
The
all for
other
it.
65 videos. All right, man.
Inshallah, yeah, hopefully. All right.
Thank you for being here. For everybody listening, thank you for listening to another episode of Strange Flavors. It's been another week.
Another flavor, a little less stranger.
We'll talk to you next time.
Okay, that was good.